We've been married for 12 years. Before that we dated for 2.5 years. Hello RA, I am the owner of a technology repair shop in a major US city. It's not part of any large chain, just an independent business. I opened it in my mid-20s, just about a year before I met my now wife. We have a daughter and she is our only child. For this story I'll call my daughter Erica. Erica really wants a dog. For the past 2 years she has been begging my wife and me to get one, specifically a Labrador. She says that it is her dream to own one. Whenever she asked me, I told her that we can't afford it. I also told her that most dogs, including Labradors, need to be walked every day and cared for often. She said that she'll be able to handle it, but every kid who wants a dog says that same line, and I don't think we have enough spare time, money, and energy to dedicate to another living thing in our house. Money is tight. My wife disagrees. She says that we should let Erica get a Labrador if she really wants one. She claims that Erica has good grades in school, she doesn't ask for much, and that it's Erica's dream. She's not lying, but we just can't afford it. A few weeks ago, my wife was nagging me that this quarantine would be the perfect time to get Erica a dog, and she would have so much time to bond with it since she's not going to school. So I sat her down and talked about the finances. I explained that it costs, on average, several $1,000s per year to own the breed Erica wants. We don't have that much disposable income. My store has also taken a massive hit from this whole event also, who would walk the dog every day. Erica is too young to go out by herself. I certainly don't want to, and I don't think my wife will want to either. After I discussed this with her, she seemed a little uneasy about it but agreed. This past weekend, it was my turn to go to the supermarket to buy groceries. Between the driving, parking, and actual shopping, it took around 3.5 hours. I drove home and unloaded the bags into our mudroom. I then started picking them up to lift to the kitchen while my wife helped. When I was carrying up my first bag, I got into the kitchen and what do I see? A beep Labrador sitting there staring at me. I was absolutely shocked and livid. What the beep did you do? I yelled at my wife. I told you we can't afford a dog. My wife explained that she got a dog because Erica really wanted one. Erica even named the dog already. My wife explained that she had been researching local animal shelters behind my back for the past few weeks, not once asking or valuing my opinion on any of this. I'm furious. How did you adopt a dog and get the pet supplies that quickly? I asked. It turned out that she didn't actually buy anything except 3 bags of dog food and 1 food bowl. No bed. No leash. No toys. So she got a dog but not anything else you need to actually own a dog. I told her that this was ridiculous. We literally cannot afford to own any pet. She told me that I was being bossy and rude. She is an adult, so if she wants a dog, why can't she buy one herself? These are supposed to be mutual decisions. I told her that we had to agree on this together because it's such a large purchase. I told her that we had to send him back to the shelter immediately. The thing is, Erica seems so connected to Riley. She loves her and the dog is very playful already despite only being home for 4 days. Erica has been asking for a dog for so long. If she finally got one and then has it taken away from her just a week later, she would be absolutely devastated. I told Erica what will have to happen and she broke down immediately. She says that if I return the dog, she will never speak to me again. TBH, I kind of understand where Erica is coming from, but I just can't afford the dog. I talked to my wife again about this. She told me that the dog is staying no matter what. I am shocked about how little planning and how much deceit has gone into this. She already paid a $175 adoption fee without asking. Riley has nowhere to sleep and no toys to play with. My wife and I will not be able to give her adequate care because we just can't afford it, especially during a national crisis. If Riley ever had a health issue and we needed to visit the vet, we probably wouldn't be able to afford it. I do not want a dog and I do not have the means to care for one. However, there's a dog in my house right now. I have no idea what to do and I will be beep over no matter what decision I make. Reddit, please help me do what is best for my family. Update 2, my GF was beep and became pregnant. I broke up with her after she decided to keep the baby. Original. TLDR, my GF was beep. Wanted to abort. Talked to mother. Decided not to abort. I left her. Update. TLDR, GF calls me, reveals mum made her not get an abortion because beep LLP forecast era. She wants me back and arranges for abortion she wanted all along. Some of Reddit think I'm a baby killer. I was hoping to post here again after the abortion, but I thought I should provide an update on some recent events from a mother from the pits of Satan's beep. On Saturday, I answered my door and stood face to face with 2 police officers. They asked me if I was who I was and I replied I was. They then said they were looking for my GF. I called her over and the police officer said that he needs to have a word with her. The officers then split, one taking the GF to the living room and the other took me into my bedroom. The officer who took me started asking me questions about how long GF had been here, if she had any contact with anyone else, if she had left the house at all, and a few other questions. I answered and then asked what this was about, but the officer just said they received a report to check in on GF. I asked who reported and the officer said he couldn't say. After a while the other officer was done and they both left. The moment they left, my GF told me that she was outrightly asked if she was in danger and if I had been hurting her. She was also asked if she was being held against her will. She said no to everything, of course. She said that the police received a call from her mother saying she might be in danger and that I could be abusive of her. I was beep livid. I immediately said I was going to press charges against her for what? I dunno. Harassment probably. My GF begged me to not and said that it would all just blow over and that she just needs time to calm down. Beep. She sent police to my house to get me arrested. How is that sane thinking? I could lose my job if I was arrested and charged. What the beep is she thinking? I told GF that if the mother does anything like this again, I will definitely press charges. So the GF decides on Sunday to talk to the mum to not do anything like this again. They had a conversation for about 2 minutes, then I start hearing sobs. Immediately I walked into the room, saw my GF was crying, still holding the phone against her ear. I plucked the phone from her hand and held her for a bit as I heard hello from the phone. Then I put it on me and said you're a disgrace of a mother and hung up. Then I held the GF for what felt like an hour before we started talking. Apparently the mother was telling GF how if she continues with abortion, she will never see the mother again, or her brother, or her deceased father because GF would be going to damnation. I told GF that if she was going to beep, then she should save me a seat and we'd be nice and toasty together. I love her smile. What do you think, if anything, should I do about the mother? No doubt my words to her will have some reactions. Response to some people from previous threads and beep after thread was locked. One abortion was never an option. GF was adamant she wanted to raise the baby, influenced by her mother. And if you suggest adoption anyway, then you truly do not understand just how taxing a normal pregnancy is, let alone one dipped in a beautiful cocktail of beep depression. So you can't believe my GF cheated on me. If that makes you feel better about your lives, I suppose. Just FYI, the pictures and roommate's report showed she had a bloodied nose, black eyes, cuts and bruises against her arms, hands and knees, torn coat and top, bruises around her neck. Cheating, right? Edit 3. My GF and I are still going to therapy about all of this. My boyfriend wants to move in with me. I want him to live alone first. My boyfriend and I have been together 10 months. He lives with his parents and younger brothers, no sisters. Before current events, he was over my place basically every night. A couple nights ago, he said that he wants to move in with me if I'm up for it. I've been to his place more than once and I've seen how their dynamic works. His mother does everything for all 5 men in that house. Cooking, cleaning, the works. Basically all they have to do is put their laundry away after she washes / dries / irons / folds it. The reason the parents aren't forcing them to contribute is that this was the parents' agreement. He works, she's a stay-at-home, so she raises the kids / runs the household and he pays for everything, with one of the clauses being that as she's doing everything there's no need to involve the boys. As a result, my boyfriend cannot do anything. I don't know how much of this is actual cluelessness and how much is him trying to get out of stuff, but he has told me, completely sincere, that he can't even fry an egg. Which is why, when my boyfriend suggested moving in together, I said I wanted him to live alone first. His plan was basically to go straight from his mother's house to my flat. I told him my hesitation, which is that he can't do chores. He then offered to pay more rent in exchange for me doing all the chores. I said no. I don't want to be his mother or his maid, I want to be his girlfriend. Then I told him I wanted him to live alone. Go from his mother's house to his own place, figure out how to do all the things he's never done for himself, learn some basic life skills, and then revisit us living together. This has caused a huge argument, biggest we've ever had. It's taken me saying he has no life skills as an insult, which it kind of was to be fair, and has basically said that clearly I don't want to live with him at all as I pushed the moving in time back and have only said we'd revisit after a few months of him living alone. And I did say revisit because I wanted to make sure he actually knew what he was doing and wouldn't immediately switch back to offering more rent for no chores. This was all a couple nights ago and he's just stopped talking to me. He's at his mum's, he's online, he's talking to mutual friends who have said he is responding, he just won't answer any of my calls / texts. He's told our friends what happened and they're all on his side, saying I was really mean / cruel. I love him and I do want to live with him eventually, I just don't want to live with him if I'm doing everything, and the one thing I don't want is him paying extra for me to do all the housework. Is there some sort of compromise or some option I'm not seeing? What can I do to fix this? TLDR, boyfriend is incapable of doing any household chores. He wants to move in together. I don't want to be his maid. We can't find a compromise and I would love any suggestions. Update, he called me and agreed to talk. He then basically said that he was never going to be willing to learn to do anything, and even suggested dividing up the chores, then I do my half and he hire a maid to do his half. Suffice to say this was something of a turn-off and by the end of the conversation we broke up.